Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And again, what is that choice about? It's about how we're going to think. Remember, you become how you're thinking most of the time. You don't become what you think about most of the time. You become how you're thinking most of the time, and how you're thinking is rooted in the movement that's happening within you subconsciously. It's based from what you believe to be true, the habit you have. And that right there is something that can be changed. And when you change it, guess what changes? Your results, the outcomes of your life, how much you earn, what you do for work, your lifestyle, all of it. And here is where you get to decide to strengthen and shift that inner narrative. And that's what we do here at Elevitality. That's everything that both Dolly and I have worked on in ourselves, and what we have put together to help you to shift that inner narrative in your life. I mean, there's so much that you can do. There are so many possibilities. There are no limitations except for the ones that you've agreed to. Now, really think about that. You don't have to agree to the limitations you have. You can imagine whatever you want for your life. And if you are loyal to that unseen reality, if you change the concept of yourself that you consent to and accept as true, everything in your life will change. Oh, it's so good and so amazing. And we hope that you are grabbing onto this for you in your life. Now, what I want to do from here is share something from Neville, and I love Neville. We love Neville. Oh my gosh, Dolly and I, we always talk about Neville. And this comes from the book, The Power of Awareness, and it's about assumption. Now, here in The Power of Assumption, which is chapter 3 in this book, Neville starts out with a big bang. He says, man's chief delusion is the conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls of man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him, happens as a result of his state of consciousness. A man's consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, all that he believes is true and consents to. That is why a change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. Now think about that. You want to know what your level of consciousness is? You want to know what you are conscious of? Look at the results of your life. They reveal your level of consciousness. And the most beautiful part is if you don't like it, you can change it. You can shift that inner narrative. You can consent to a new concept of yourself. And if you're loyal to that unseen reality, if you're really loyal to it, if you connect with it, guess what will start taking shape in your outer world? Everything that's in harmony with that. That's what we're hoping that you get. That's what we teach here. This is what we help people to see about themselves. Not the lie that they are battling against themselves, or that their own worst enemy, or that they are their own worst enemy, or that they self-sabotage, or that there are reasons outside that are causing the outcomes of life. No, it's always within. Remember, as within, so without. The sowing, reaping, cause and effect. Your only job is to sow. Sow, and sow beautifully. Now, before we dive into where we left off yesterday, to talk about those beautiful quotes from Christian Larson, reminder for you is to get a copy of this for you. This is The Secret of the Ages by Robert Collier. We're going to be diving into this starting on Monday. And it's going to be such a wonderful journey. There is so much good stuff in this. And it'll definitely shift a lot in you, only if you use it, though. And again, that's the theme here for everything that we share with you. You got to use it. Don't use it, Forget it. It's not going to help you. Okay, so let's dive into this, shall we? Let's go into where we left off. Type in the comments, I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm ready. So let's do this. Let's go into this beautiful work. There we go. Boom. All right. Now here we are on page 25 of the PDF that we provided you. And this is called The Wisdom Behind the Work. And here he talks about the importance of living a great life. Live a great life. He who would become great must live a great life. Notice how he puts into that opening sentence the word great twice. He who would become great must live a great life. Happiness adds life, power, and worth to all your talents and power. It is most important, therefore, that every moment should be full of joy. However much you may do, always remember you have the ability to do more. Let's type that in the comments. I have the ability to do more. You do. Everyone does. No one has yet applied all the ability in his possession, but all of us should learn to apply, oh my goodness, there's that word, to apply a greater measure every year. While you are waiting for an opportunity to improve your time, improve who? Improve yourself. Now, what he's talking about here is not the essence of you. What he's talking about is improving the program in you, improving what's moving around inside. The man who never weakens when things are against him will grow stronger and stronger until he will have the power to cause all things to be for him. Now, I want you to notice how the whole narrative within this beautiful gem here is about the inner work. When you strengthen what's inside, you naturally become stronger on the outside. That's what we teach here. This is what we've put into play to help people to deliver magnificent change on the outside by strengthening what's happening on the inside, by using that inner power that every single one of us has, that hidden power, which is extremely powerful. But again, it's only extremely powerful when it's used. Live a great life. Now, he who would become great must live a great life, as was shared earlier. Not prepare for a great life, not work toward a great life, live one right here, right now. Don't say, I'm going to live a great life. Don't be in want. Live one now with what's available now. From the inside out, not from the outside looking in and waiting for conditions to grant permission to begin. Now, isn't that interesting how that's how most people live? They wait for a circumstance before they can feel joy, before they can live really great right now. Don't do that. Live that way inside first. It's exactly as what Robert Collier shared in this beautiful gem, The Secret of the Ages. You must build it in your own mind first. Live that way as if it's already done. Now, this is the distinction that separates people who are studying these principles from people who are living them. Now, that right there is massive. It's huge. Because the overwhelming majority of people, when it comes to these principles, they read them, they study them, they memorize them. But you know what they don't do? They don't live them, which is why the results don't change. I mean, everybody knows that in order for you to be rich, you've got to think in harmony with ideas that are rich. You got to stop thinking from lack and limitation. It's kind of like that question I ask of, will you be able to be happy most of the time if your mind is saturated with thoughts of sadness and disappointment? And what's the answer? The answer is no. See, everybody knows this. Absolutely not. But why are people unable to connect with that? Because that's where it stops with them, is knowing it and not experiencing it and not using it. Now, before I proceed with the rest of this, for those of you who are watching this live stream and love to go into more of this, of which will help you in your life tremendously, then do yourself a favor and go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank yourself later.